Hey, Mike J here. Actually, just checking in to actually document what something that occurred on day nine. So this will be the actual day nine summary. The previous summary that is associated with day nine is a day nine supplemental. Okay, but I've just now completed, woke up from the last phase of day nine. So we are now on day 10. So this is awesome. Okay. The what happened that I need to document, of course, is that on that 3 p.m. phase, we're really watching that because we've had a couple of forced oversleeps. Subconscious, not subconscious boogeyman, because that relates to sleep, but the um, elite, the special forces boogeyman, can knock you out without warning. Um, had two of those in a row at that 3 p.m. phase. So I have actually got a green phase there. So I went to sleep, no problems, woke up, no problems. Also, as far as day nine goes, we are making progress on that 3 a.m. Sleep phase also, because we have one, ability to go to sleep and didn't get a no sleep. So to really break it, I'll need two more. That means day 10 and day 11 will both have to be um, no problems getting to sleep for me to have a objective conquering of this no sleep problem, because the most I've ever gone in that phase without a no sleep is only 2 days in a row. So that third day is always a no sleep, or if not the next day. So anyway, we're watching these things are bubbling under, and then that brings us to the 7 p.m. phase. Had a vivid REM dream. Yep, woke up with polyphasic euphoria. Logged into work, smacked out a couple hours of work, no problem. I mean, I just doing awesome. Um, and the dream wasn't. I mean, as far as dreams go, it was basically an average dream, really. Um, but the fact that I'm doing it, I mean, on less than 30 hours of sleep after 10 days, is phenomenal. And the energy that I get from it is out of this world, just amazing. I mean, that polyphasic euphoria, which I believe I've coined that term. So I actually coined a term, polyphasic euphoria, is amazing to be able to get that. And so the euphoria phases of euphoria are growing. They're continuing to grow. I had two of them on day nine, two of them on day six, two of them on day four. They always seem to show up in twos so far. The only break after they started on day four, the only break that I've had is on the 2 days that I had those forced oversleeps. The elite special forces boogeyman hit, and there was no euphoric states in those 2 days. That's day 7 and day 8. Okay, but now here on day 9, I'm back to 2 again. So, and there have been some boogeyman, struggles. There was day 9. I mean, I know there was at least one phase where, I had to go out walking, and the sleep deprivation was getting oppressive. Where that's why I go out walking, is because nothing else is going to work. I mean, it's once if I have to go hit the pavement, it's because otherwise I'm gonna hit the pillow. You see what I'm saying? Um, oh, that's funny. So, and then I just thought, just to spice this up, otherwise it'd be a boring thing. I'd end it, and that'd be the end of that, right? But just to spice it up, I thought I would discuss a wonderful topic today, and that is how um, polyphasic sleeping, okay, is a balance in your life. You are in a position of continuous balance, as far as time and as far as energy, okay? And that obviously is compared to a monophasic sleep cycle. Because in a monophasic sleep cycle, okay, you have a designated 8 hours chunk that you sleep in, okay? Which means there are a total of 16 hours of waking time. That is unbalanced. Okay, that's unbalanced because those 16 hours is a long time, before you get to take another sleep, before you get to get refreshed, okay? Which is why coffee is like, what is that, the number one commodity consumed in the world or something? I don't know, something, amazing statistic about coffee. And that may only be for the United States or something. I mean, I don't know. There's something crazy like that. But that's why coffee is so heavily consumed in the United States, because the only way people can make it through 16 hours continuously without getting sleep, which I, again, I mean, in my gut and the evidence, some of the evidence that I've seen without ever actually doing any concrete study or anything, my gut is telling me that that 8 hour chunk of sleep in a row is not normal. And everyone that criticizes the Uberman, they're all sleeping that there's attempting to. It's a pipe dream. You know what I mean? For most people, it's a in a workaday world, it's a pipe dream, that 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, and then you tell that to people that are really working, and they'll like be like, "Yeah, right, 8 hours of sleep." Nobody gets it. Okay, nobody gets it. Everybody's on coffee and nobody's sleeping. Everybody's sleep. Everybody them is going through their own form of sleep deprivation. Okay, according to their own standards by which that they criticize the polyphasic sleeping, and then they get and these people, like, one time, I don't know if I've mentioned this elsewhere, but there was this forum, and somebody mentioned that Claudio Stempi, and his wonderful sleep study. Somebody walked in there and said, "Oh, he's a chronobiologist. He must, he has his own. What's that?" And he has his own agenda. And I mean, clearly that person had not read his book at all. Never even went to go see about the book. Doesn't know anything about what the book contains. Just knows that people say, mention that book, who've actually read it, okay, or at least seen that video, okay. But and um, you know, they these people clearly did not. You read that book. You read that book and tell me that man has his own agenda. I mean, that is the it is an awesome book. Okay, I haven't completed it, but I've learned something. There's a with what he's discovered, that there's some evidence for another rhythm besides the circadian rhythm. It's called the ultradian rhythm, and it's more adaptable to the specific circumstances. Okay, so you have a circadian rhythm that's like a in place concrete, but then there's this ultradian rhythm that, and then they're both like on a balance, and they both are interchangeable, and there might even be some evidence for the ultradian rhythm being priority over the circadian rhythm too. And that's the only thing I've learned so far, and I stopped reading at that point, not because I don't want to read the whole book, but because I have like a lot of other things I want to do just right now. But at some point I'll probably be finishing that book, and those people that criticize him like that, they have no clue. So anyway, again, to sum that up, I think 8 hours of sleep chunk is not normal. Okay. Okay, and that's just my instinct on it. Okay, and again, 16 hours exposed. Okay, is the major problem, and you can see that nobody's getting 8 hours of sleep a night. And okay, so then during this 24 hours on a monophasic sleep cycle, you have a peak of energy, you have a dip in energy, and depending upon what you do during the day, you're probably going to be wiped out by the end. Okay, and so this means that you're vulnerable. Look at that vulnerability. Up to your peak, it's like awesome, right? But come noontime, and afternoon, your energy levels are severely dropping. Okay, you're vulnerable right there. This is the weakness. You have a weak point right there. Also, the fact that you're spending 8 hours straight completely asleep, okay, is a huge weakness right there, because that's 8 hours that you are unreachable, unable, you know, dead to the world, as they say. Okay, so it's unbalanced. All right, it's and vulnerable. Okay, and it doesn't actually work for I would I wouldn't be surprised to find out that I'm right, that it doesn't actually work for the majority of people. Hey, contemplate that for a second. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, what are the polyphasic sleep? Man, that's dangerous. It's bad for you, And meanwhile, they're not even getting 8 hours of sleep themselves. Their sleep schedule's not even working. They're drinking coffee by the gallon or whatever. The see, because I went off coffee. This is another. Oh, this is interesting. I actually was a coffee addict because I was on a I was a well, anyway. Won't talk about my sleep history and not on this. There's going to be enough to talk about on this video without going into my sleep history. Okay, but I would definitely was a coffee addict. I would drink 2 pots of coffee myself a day. Okay, and I went cold turkey, and that was all the way up to August the 14th, or the morning of the 15th. It was I had some coffee before I went to church. Okay, but that was the last time I had coffee, and I went Uberman, cold turkey Uberman, cold turkey, no coffee. Okay, now I happen to know that Steve Pavlina specifically did not recommended not going cold turkey on coffee, doing the polyphasic. He said take 2 or 3 weeks or something and get off of coffee first and then do polyphasic. Well, guess what? And this is not the first time I've done this either. In fact, I did it on my other 2 attempts as well, and I had no ill effects that I was aware of. Okay, I mean I didn't no headaches. I mean nothing. It was just like getting off coffee was easy doing polyphasic sleeping. Why? Because sleep debt is a stronger symptom than coffee deprivation, coffee withdrawal, caffeine withdrawal. Okay? That must be the answer because I didn't experience any caffeine withdrawal, no headaches, nothing. I didn't notice anything because it was masked by the sleep dep. I have to assume that's it. And so all I experienced was sleep dep, which is worse than coffee withdrawal anyway, so who cares? Oh man. And so that's the thing. I don't need to drink coffee, which there are some positive aspects, positive things about coffee that are good for your health, but there's also some negative things that are cited that are bad for your health. So I don't think that you could say that coffee is 100% good for your health. I don't think you can say that. And it definitely will not work with polyphasic sleeping. I mean, there are people that drink coffee and stuff, but don't do it when you're adapting. And there's people that have done that too, but I ain't gonna do it. I mean, that's just in my mind, it's stupid. And also, by the way, unnecessary. You do not need coffee on polyphasic sleeping. You just don't need it. It tastes good. You get used to it. You love it, and whatever. I mean, and it's that psychological habit of having that cup of coffee to drink while you're working or whatever. And I'm starting to put juice. I'm starting to put juice in a cup, and drink juice instead of coffee. And I'll probably come up with a different drink or something. But because me and juice, I mean, like I don't know, maybe vegetable juice instead of fruit juice or something. But the so that's another advantage of polyphasic sleeping. You do not need coffee. You get to kick the coffee habit. That's going to save you money. Also, not a lot. Not that coffee is like super expensive or anything. Um, and it's going to help your health too. It's going to help your health too because there's all the negative things about coffee are not associated with with you anymore because you don't drink coffee. So that's what my experience was. I was able to drop coffee, no problem. I mean, it's been, what is this, day 10 now? I'm in day 10. No coffee for 10 days straight. I'm happy as a pig in mud. Oink, oink, oink. Oh man, I'm glad I watched Aya's videos. I'm a better vlogger because I watched her videos. She's a riot. So anyway, let's see. Oh, okay. So now compare that unbalanced situation that we've been discussing with a monophasic sleep cycle to the very balanced and invulnerable, okay, Uberman sleep schedule. All right, there is no vulnerable time in the Uberman. Okay, because you are constantly in a position of full strength at all times because you're surrounded by naps. Look at it, and if you get that pie chart, look at it. It's divided equally into sections. Okay, and each one of them is exactly the same. Okay, that's 360 degrees right there, and that is a position of strength. And I'd never realized it before. Okay, but that's exactly what it is. It is like, and the way that it functions, oh my gosh. I mean, it goes in, it's like the most efficient thing. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, it's genius, okay? It's genius. It is. Um, Man, how can I bringing out the best potential in a human being, with a method like this? And so, because think about it, it doesn't matter what phase are they breaking into. You still have a nap that's like at most 3.5 hours away. Okay, so your energy only has to be up for 3.5 hours, and you get to recharge. Okay, you're only down for 30 minutes. Okay, and then you're up and ready to go again. And it's perfect. It's like it's just perfect. So I thought I would bring all that up. And yeah, I definitely want to help people. I mean, I do. I want to help people go polyphasic that really want to do it. That are willing to suffer and and such, um, and adjust their schedule around if necessary, and really commit to it and want to make it their life. I know I can help people like that, but first I have to help myself because I'm only in day 10. And by the way, day 10, hey, that's that day when me and Matthew Armstrong square off. See who's going to do better, him or me on day 10. Because right now I'm about to pass him up. Oh, I'm in trouble now. Because I'm a poor, weak human being, and I'm about to get destroyed. Because I'm dealing with forces that are beyond my control. And only if it wasn't for the grace of God, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now in this sleep phase. Guaranteed, I wouldn't even. I mean, that's obvious. You can say that and say anything after that, and it'll always be true. But in specific, since we're talking about I wouldn't be where I'm at right now on day 10, and so, and it's. I need to have a really good day 10. Put it that way. So, yep. And this, I mean, I don't consider what I have right now to be sleep is euphoria, but maybe I don't know. I mean, I just feel real good right now. So, all right, time to end this. I'm done enough blabbing at 18 minutes. Okay. Um, so I'll be updating you on for a day 10, and hopefully, I mean, well, hopefully we've got a whole bunch more euphoria, and I have to do a bunch more updates for day 10. But otherwise, that'll be the next update. Is going to be a day 10 update, and I'll be in day 11 at that point, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how I'm doing versus Matthew Armstrong, and then the next jump will be from day 11 if I make it and everything. Day 11 to day 19, and I think that's going to be a really important time right there. So things are looking up. I hope, man. I hope I can get some more euphoria into day 10, like a bunch of it. If I can get like break that two into a three, like make it three of them. They start just totally owning it. And anyway, uh, wish you guys the best, man. I'm gonna keep you updated and talk to you soon.